Welcome back to a new video. Today, we're talking about why I bought the 5.9 ZJ, this new project that we brought onto the channel, how much I paid for it, and then also what I've decided to do with it and the parts that I've ordered. So let's get into it. Today I'm going to explain a little bit more why I chose to go with the 5.9 ZJ, what my other options were, was I even planning on getting a vehicle. It seems like you guys really enjoyed that I did pick up the 5.9. I've seen a bunch of comments saying stuff's missing and excited to do the build, suggestions on what arms we should do, long arms to replace these, what size tires, all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for your input. First off, yeah, the grill is wrong. My buddy Dylan with the other ZJ, he told me that right off the bat. These are factory vents for this hood. You can see underneath that is the factory cuts, but definitely the grill is wrong. Also, I mentioned about the mechanical fan. I don't believe there's an electric fan. I looked at it earlier and it did look like it is mechanical fan. And sound bar missing, and possibly the sliders, the 5.9 sliders are not there as well. It does have the correct 44A solid axle in the rear with the LSD, as you can tell by the spinning of the tires. Obviously the engine, all the interior stuff is correct with the leather trim on the shift levers, door panels, all that kind of stuff. And obviously the VIN tracks the back. It is a clean title. So we'll go ahead and get in with that, but I just wanted to kind of clear up some of that stuff. Yeah, it's the wrong grill. We're going to pick up the right grill for sure. I'm going to be getting a different bumper or build one, so we'll get into that here. But I was on Copart, and I've been talking about getting a Commander for quite a while. I want to do a Hemi, and one finally popped up. Not where I'm at in Fayetteville. It was, I think it was Tulsa, but it was a salvage title. Had a small amount of damage. I believe it was in the back. I'll show you guys right here. And it was a Hemi with under 200,000 miles, four-wheel drive. I believe it was a limited. And that came up last week right before I picked this up. And I've been talking about getting a Commander. I really want to do a solid axle swap on one. Like I said, it was a salvage title, so I'd have to get it inspected and a rebuilt title in order to get it on the road. So I was a little iffy about that, but the pre-bid was only like $500 before the day before the auction was going to go live on Copart. So I thought there might be a chance to get it pretty cheap. I have to go drive and pick it up, but as far as getting the Jeep, I think I could get it pretty cheap. Everything else was clean. The interior was perfect. It was a good Commander to get. So I went ahead and bumped up my membership that I have with Copart is the basic, and it gives you $1,200 that you can bid up until. And then if you want to add more bidding power, you basically put a deposit in your Copart account, and it will allow you, depending on how much you put in, to raise your bid maximum. So I went ahead and bumped it up to $1,500 was my bid maximum. I wasn't really planning on buying anything. You guys know I bought the truck, the Ram, for $675, I think was my winning bid. And there's a few extra fees on that, but still waiting on the title on that. I got it registered about a month ago, so it should be here soon, and we're gonna be selling that in order to pay for the Jeep parts for this ZJ. So that's gonna be leaving, still here. We'll maybe do an update on that. But it kind of got me addicted to the Copart. Looked on there, Commander. I went ahead and pre-bid, and I got outbid right before the auction went live, and they went live at like noon. And I went ahead and watched the auction, but the night before that, right after I had bid and before I got outbid, I found this ZJ on Facebook Marketplace, and it was out in Oklahoma, and the guy was asking $2,500 for it. Once again, I wasn't even planning on buying a Jeep, let alone spending anything like that on one. I've still got a bunch to do on the WJ. Got the truck I got to sell, so I wasn't planning on picking up anything. But then I was interested in the Commander. This popped up as I was like, you know what? If I can get the Commander, if I'm going to spend that money, what else can I get? So I looked, found the 5.9, messaged the guy, talked to him quite a bit about it, asked, clean title, you know, just kind of the basic stuff. And he didn't know very much. He had had it for, I think, 5 months, and he registered. He got a brand new title for it in his name. But I was texting my friend Dylan with the 4-liter ZJ that's been out and wheeling with me, and asking him, like, you know what, you think this is good? Like, should I do it? And asked the guy, you know, I told him I'd give him 1,800. He said bottom would be $2,000. So I was like, you know, I'll go check it out. So I ended up almost bidding on the Commander, but then it went past my maximum, and I didn't have time to increase my bidding power. And I also kind of didn't want to. I put up the poll on my Instagram. If you guys want to check it out, Overlanding Ozarks, it's not up anymore, but on any of my new posts, it kind of helps like me decide what I want to do for the channel. So it was like 600 votes ZJ, and then only 500 for the Commander. So the ZJ was winning just a little bit. And so after that, I was like, man, I really kind of want that ZJ now, especially the clean title. You know, I didn't know anything about the suspension underneath, how janky it was. And I was like, clean title, I can drive this right now. I can put this in the videos. We can go off-road it right now. So after doing the bid and going past my maximum, I wasn't able to win the Commander. So I was like, all right, I'm getting the ZJ. Text Dylan. I'm like, dude, let's go pick this thing up. So he said he was down. We went out snow wheeling, which not like a whole lot of snow, but my latest video is when it was snowing when we were off-roading out in Ozark. And the next day on Sunday, we went, picked it up. We drove all day. It was three hours there, 3 hours back, and saw it, started right up, looked underneath, pretty janky. I was like, you know what, it is what it is. Like they're really rare. I think it said there was 3,598 5.9s made in 98. So just thinking about how old these things are now and how junky most of them are, I doubt there's even 1,000 of them running in the US. So excited to get this thing cleaned, but really excited that didn't get Commander. Didn't really want to deal with the salvage title right now. Clean title. So we'll get into what we're going to do with this thing. And so yeah, I did end up paying $2,000 for this ZJ. It does have 201,000 miles. I found out today. There's so much to look at on this thing, especially with you guys commenting, telling me like, you know, soundbar's missing, the grills are wrong, the sliders are missing, skid plate, all kinds of stuff. So I'm like all over the place, and I didn't find out what the long arms are. We looked today. Again, can't see any etchings on it, whether it's Rusty's or if it's rough country. I'm gonna guess rough country, but there is a Rusty's off-road sticker inside the armrest. So some of the parts could have been that. I don't know if it's the springs or what, but so what I decided to do is go ahead and fix up the back, because that's the worst part. All that janky metal that they got welded on, random bolts holding in the arms that were stock that they raised up and brought them back to a different location. Track bar that just wiggles. With the Iron Rock Off-Road 4-link in the rear, that gets rid of the track bar, and we get a clean up the axle with a truss with the upper arm mounts, and it's going to be the exact same long arm kit as what I have in my WJ. So I've already had that and wheeled with it, and I know it's the best really for what these are. So we're going to be going that route. I'm going to go ahead and order that this week, as well as a Trail Forge front HD or 1-ton steering kit for this thing. And Dylan just put his on today, his HD. It's not from Trail Forge. It's I can't think of the company, but you'll have to check out his video. I think he made a video on the install. And so we're gonna clean that up, because he said that the tie rod ends were really bad, the bushings or the ball joints. So we'll swap that out, Trail Forge. So I'm gonna order that this week, the Trail Forge steering kit, and also the Iron Rock Off-Road rear long arms, and that should clean it up mostly and get it driving. Then we got to figure out the long arms, because they're already at their minimum length, and the alignment is terrible. The tire is all the way up here because they didn't use the proper cross member. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that yet. I might just order another Iron Rock 3-link in the front. That's the end goal. I was trying not to, spend all that money right away. Maybe if we sell the truck here, if we get the title this week, we can sell it and order that. But I might be able to just get a cross member from Rusty's, or maybe I can do the Iron Rock off-road cross member, and then get the arms later. But that way we can get it mounted in the proper location and get it all cleaned up, get it ready. And we're gonna pull these tires, wheels and tires off. I think I'm gonna run a 15 or 16, probably on 35s. Also don't want to pay for that, so might find some used tires. Not sure what wheels I want to do. I kind of want to do JL wheels at first with like the 33 Rubicon takeoffs. I think they're the BFGs that come on those. Find a whole set for like 800. But I mean, I got 35s on the WJ. I got to put 35s on this thing, right? So I figured get a little bit more sidewall, run like a 15 or 16 steel wheel or something that looks pretty cool for now. And then I'm thinking for the front, we do ARB steel bumper. I really like how those look. I'm kind of set on that. And I'm going to find a grill, which is going to be tough, but we're going to find one and clean it up. So that should be kind of the first phase of fixing this thing and getting out of the trails. And we ran it a little bit today, Dylan and I mean, it runs great. Check the oil. He literally just changed the oil. You can see the new filter and crystal clear. So I've got confidence in it that we can clean it up, make it real nice. I'm kind of thinking that I'm gonna start some auto body painting and practice, and then I can paint this maybe first and then paint the WJ once I get all the bumper completed and everything I want to do to it. Maybe possibly paint those. Definitely would start on this, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Kind of about plans. I think it's probably the best way as far as cleaning up the back quickly. And I think they don't have the front drive shaft in, which I've got 3 drive shafts in the back. One's a rear slip yoke, which they have the slip yoke eliminator on here, so I guess they got a new one. But then there's also 2 or 3 front drive shafts that are double cardan, and I think they don't fit because they have the axle so far forward that's why they don't have it on, or the diff's blown, which probably have to do bearings in that because So we'll get to that point when we get there. But she's in 2-wheel drive right now, looking pretty, kind of. But let me know what you guys think. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one, and we're going camping this next weekend.